All right, my lovelies, we have to talk. Seriously, I am not joking. In fact, I'm going to say please share this video before I even finish it. Share the video. Why? Well, let's start off with the date here. It is Friday, March 27, 2020. We're seeing a setup here. Exactly like I was able to see prior to this expansive market drop. Yeah, sure. We fell 10,000 points. We put on a big whopping 3,000 and we just lost another 900 and change. So what's going on here? The market continues to go down despite the fact that we now have the largest stimulus package, debt package, to be unleashed on the American people and the world in history. We now have a Federal Reserve for which Fed Chair Jay Powell admitted that, well, he's trying to convince us, and I think it's probably true to a certain degree, that they have unlimited power. Yeah, they have unlimited power to issue debt. But that doesn't necessarily mean we're, number one, fixing anything, or number two, it's going to work. None of this is designed to work. All right, let's establish that. We've witnessed a pretty significant wealth transfer from the top of this market to where we are now. We're nowhere near recovering the losses sustained in this market, although you're being convinced that we're going to. And as a matter of fact, our old friend Kramer is saying millennials, he's pointing his finger at you, millennials, need to buy stocks here. I guess he's calling a bottom. Interesting. Very dangerous game here to call a bottom in this environment. Now, why would I say, and I'm talking to you, Jim Cramer, why would Greg Mannarino, who's called this market to the point of my accuracy is frankly scary, why would I say it's a dangerous spot, Jim Cramer, to be telling people to buy stocks here? Well, maybe instead of having people focus on the stock market, Jim, or valuations or whatever metric you're looking at, Jim, we should be looking at the yield curve. Did you see what happened to the 10-year yield today? Yeah, it fell 0.69 and crude oil is falling to the floor. So you tell me, Jim Cramer, why should millennials be putting their cash to work, those millennials that are employed or have any spare cash to throw at the market while you pick a bottom, Jim Cramer? Why should they be doing that in the face of a cratering yield curve and cratering crude oil? You still think it's a good call, Jim? Why don't you give me a call? We know some of the same people, so there's no doubt that you can get in touch with me. Or maybe you want to explain on your mad money why people should be buying stocks here. I don't see it yet. And I'm also not saying you're 100% wrong, but I don't see it. If you just look at a few other things other than the stock market and companies that have no bearing on reality, okay, valuations, PE ratios, forward guidance. Oh, forward guidance. Maybe we should talk about forward guidance. Could you only imagine what we're going to hear with regard to companies' earnings coming down the pike here? Oh, it's going to be a good one. Real good. Maybe people should buy stocks, Jim. What do you think? Sounds good to you? Maybe you should put your money where your mouth is and show everyone what you're buying, okay? I told everyone to get out of this market the Friday before it melted down. Yeah. Did you do that, Jim Cramer? I bet you didn't. No. Look, the bottom line is this, and I'm not talking to Jim Cramer anymore. This is to everybody. I am seeing right now things line up in the same manner that they did when I pulled my cash out of my core positions in this market the Friday before the market melted down. We got a little bounce here. All well and good. For those of you that follow my blog, Have you ever heard me tell you that nothing goes down in a straight line? Down, bounce. Down, bounce. Yeah, that is the anatomy of a market crash. And I don't care what they're trying to sell you. We're in a bull market again. Everything is great. Happy days are here again. Jim Cramer says you should buy stock. Well, maybe Jim is right, maybe Jim is wrong, but I don't think it's smart to call a bottom here where the yield curve is cratering, where the largest stimulus package that has ever been introduced, debt package, in the history of the world, failed to push stocks into the positive, where unlimited funds for our new American government to buy everything that they want to failed to boost stocks today. Still sounds like a good time to buy stocks? Really? Oh, okay. Well, you do that. I will not be doing that yet. When I feel like it's time to start entering core positions, I promise every single one of you that are watching this blog that I will tell you. And how will I say it? I will say it in exactly the same way as I did when I pulled my money out. I told all of you, I closed all my core positions. This should have been the biggest tell on the face of the earth. Why? Because I've been telling you to buy every single dip in this market for a couple years now. If you listen to me, you did really well. So, when this guy says to you, I just opened up some new core positions today, that should be a signal to you that at least I am doing it. And we'll see how that plays out here. But right now in this environment, you got to be mad, like Mad Money, Jim Cramer, to be buying stocks here. You got to be completely out of your mind. We don't know where a bottom is. This is a bottomless pit. It's a hole. And a lot of people are going to get burned here. A lot of people thought that maybe we capitulated here where we went down 10,000, gained 3,000. Remember, down, up, down, up. Time to buy those stocks. Duh. I don't think so. I still don't think so, people. Let's talk about a few other things. Gold and silver took a hit today. It's amazing to me, really. Nothing major, small. Cryptocurrency is about flat. But look, you can look at all this lovely stuff. I still think the real issue here is the debt market and crude oil, which is falling through the floor. Both of them are. I can't stress this enough to you. To me, the debt market is the biggest red flag on the face of the earth at this particular point. And I'll also say this. People seem to believe, and Jay Powell says the Fed has unlimited power. Well, they have unlimited power to issue debt. That's a fact. They can issue it all they want. Upside down, backwards, and sideways, add digits, morning, noon, and night, whatever they got to do. Number one, doesn't seem to be helping this market any. Number two, there's no guarantee it's going to help. I believe the debt black hole that we are in right now is so immense that no amount of adding debt to a debt crisis, because we're in a full-blown debt crisis, can fix the issue. It's probably, if you were to look at the debt market in aggregate, if you were to, all of it, all the debt, and then add debt derivatives on top of it, it's in the quadrillions. It's in the quadrillions. So how could a $2 trillion stimulus or unlimited stimulus from the Fed, stimulus or credit or debt, okay, let's just, maybe we should call it for what it is, debt. You won't hear a politician say debt. They're going to say it's stimulus. And you're going to hear Jay Powell call it credit. They will never call it debt, because then the wheels may start to turn in the minds of the zombies that are outside my window over here and outside my door over there. But we can't have those brain cells maybe function. No. The brain cells must be kept muted. And not only that, they must kill your brain cells by poisoning you by every manner that they possibly can. They must keep you dumbed down. You understand that? You must be kept dumb. But if you follow this blog, you're not dumb. Not by a long shot. Anyway, look, I think I've outlined what's happening here. There is no stability here in the debt market. Without that, they can continue to prop up stocks, they can buy it all, but the debt black hole will suck the stock market down with it. And everyone who is throwing cash at this market on the long end right now. Until we witness stability in the debt market, you need to ignore Jim Cramer. You need to ignore the talking heads on the mainstream channels who are saying to you, time to buy stocks. You got to buy stocks. And let me explain to you. These people that are telling you to buy stocks now, most of them, like Jim Cramer, they're fund managers. Okay, they rely on the stock market going higher. They need capital or they go broke. You understand? So it's almost like a Ponzi scheme. They need you to get in, or you millennials, especially, because that's who Jim was talking to today, to buy the market. Yeah, need you to buy this market so his fund doesn't go down. He does not have to answer to those people that are involved in his fund. Need your money. Sounds like a Ponzi, doesn't it? It's all a Ponzi. It's all a Ponzi scheme, this whole thing. This whole market is not real. It's not on the elemental chart. It's a wazi, it's a woozy. Whatever it might be, it just isn't there. But people do lose money and other people make it as it's simply transferred from your reality right up the food chain to the vampires who are on the other side. You're feeding vampires in the literal sense. Why are they vampires? Because they suck. They suck everything that they possibly can out of we the people of the world, the 1%ers. They can never have enough. They want it all at any cost. They don't care what they have to do to get it. You understand this? They are literal vampires. I know you may think of, like, I don't know, Bela Lugosi or whoever these modern day vampires are. I don't know. I'm an old guy. But I can tell you that they're actually vampires who are sucking you dry. We're not going to let that happen. It ain't happening. Not around here. It will never happen on my watch. We will continue to take the opposite side of this trade. That is being a hard asset. Gold, silver, period, the end. You want to own the other metals as well? I like them too. Cryptocurrencies are an anti-debt unit. Those that are issued by a non-government entity. That's my opinion. You can have your own. This is why I think they have value. You want to trade this market? That's fine. Trade the market you have. And be very careful when you hear anyone, I don't care how famous they are, I don't care whatever letters or numbers they may have after the name, how many Nobel laureate prizes they might have won, how many accolades they might have earned. No, you ignore it when they're telling you to buy a stock market that's in free fall. Okay, it still is in free fall despite, again, the largest stimulus package in the history of the world, despite unlimited quantitative easing. It's unlimited. We have no idea what they're doing. It's in the trillions. And the Fed funneling money to central banks around the world to buy assets. And a bond market, more importantly, that remains unstable. Does this make sense to you? I really hope it does make sense to you. All right, look. Time for a deep breath. It is Friday. People, I don't know. I'm going to leave you off with my favorite three things, because all this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter a piece of dog shit without these three things. Love each other, care about each other, and be charitable. That's it. We're going to need each other, because if this indeed is the prelude to yet another big leg down in this stock market, and mark my words here, if they don't stabilize the bond market, we're going down. The market is going lower, okay? They must stabilize the bond market. They can buy all the stocks they want to, but without stabilizing this debt market, which is a time bomb waiting to go off. That's what it is. Will they be able to they'll never fix the debt market. It can't be fixed. All they can do is add more debt to it, period, the end. And it's already debt saturated. And they're going to attempt to keep it inflated by adding more debt to it, to inflate another bubble. That's what they're doing. That's all they're trying to do here. The real question is, will it work? I guess we're going to have to see. All right, with that said, again, love each other, care about each other, be charitable. Please share the video. I'll see all of you over the weekend at one point, and it's going to be just as lovely as now. And you have to admit, it's pretty damn lovely. I'll see you soon.